Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Hopefully, you had a great weekend. And yeah, hope you had a great weekend. Bitcoin is on this kind of. Oh, wait a minute. Got an echo there. Um, Getting a lot of sideways action on Bitcoin right now. Not a lot of, you know, it's a sideways time. That's why I told you what I thought was going to happen. Um, I still stick by that, and it's kind of playing out how I saw it happening, and I think it's going to continue to play out that way. Once again, not trying to be a fortune teller or anything. I probably should have named this live something different, but I'm not gonna lie. I was researching and trying to get the live together, and sometimes at the last minute, you just think of an idea to put on the thumbnail. But that is a question we have that we're gonna talk about. But there's so much other stuff I'm gonna talk about today. Plus, I think the thumbnail looks cool. I like pictures better than words. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys are doing well. One thing I could say, and I said this, I think I said this on the stream last week as well, and was talking about it in the group. Every weekend I try to take a break and just kind of relax my mind. One, my brain needs a break. You need a break from crypto and everything. Um, but what I said I was going to do, I did do, and hopefully you hear this the way that I mean it. And so I've been talking about the oversaturation in the market for the last 6, 7 months. But this is for the first time. The first time, for the first time last week, I felt the saturation, if that makes any sense. It's one thing I've been predicting it, like, hey guys, I've been saying there's gonna be a lot more tokens on the market. You gotta watch what you invest in, blah 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 blah. And I've been saying it, and it's not that I didn't believe it, but I just really feel it now. I really feel it, even with people asking questions about, hey, what else you got that's coming out? Or, just all those different types of questions. It just makes me really think about the stuff that I know is still coming out versus me just saying a statement like, hey guys, a lot of the tokens not on the market. When I actually started looking at the names and pulling up my documents of the list of stuff that I researched and realizing how many picks I have that I like now and so many more that still come out, just making me realize it's got to really revamp and use every metric you can to find the most bullish plays. Now, granted, and people still have this mindset, like I keep saying that, oh, when the market runs, everything is going to run. Yes, sort of, but it's so many more picks this cycle. So I'm just really reevaluating, you know, how bullish I am on things. And granted, when I pick a project, anytime I put all the factors in there, as I state all the time, about the reasons it could fly. But and you do want to diversify because anything can happen to any project. But yeah, I'm feeling the saturation, and I keep using the example like some of the stuff that came out that I want, like Dimension and stuff that I just decided. Even with the airdrops they probably going to be giving out, I just didn't pick any up. I keep saying, like, I was like, if it continues to drop, I'll probably pick some up. But I just, like I said, I'm here to make money. I like the tech and everything, but here to make money. And so a lot of the stuff that or whatever you want to say, are bullish on, probably just not going to hold it, to be honest, because there's so many ways you can make money. And there will be times when you decide to pick up something, not pick up, something else. And that's something else that you didn't pick up. It's going to perform, but I feel like the stuff that I hold is going to perform as well too. Um, just got to weigh your risk. The thing about this market is, I keep saying, none of us have a crystal ball. None of us are fortune tellers. So you got to do your best to pick the projects that you feel bullish on, because it is oversaturated. I don't think some people's minds grasp that sometimes. Like, even new to cycle, been in crypto before. Uh, and like, I just try to use the most basic one. Just say, hey, we had 2,000 projects. Now we have like 20,000. I feel like that's a concrete idea that people can grasp, but sometimes people are still not grabbing it. And I even see something happened this week. And somebody said, I can't remember what it was, but it just made me realize that a lot of people they literally just look at the name of the project. They don't look at anything else. And they hear somebody shill it and they start repeating the name like, oh, blah, 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 it's going to fly. It's going to, skyrocket, hit the moon or whatever. But they have no idea like anything else about the project besides the name of the project. And that's whether they're bullish or bearish on projects. I've seen people like, oh, I saw somebody say something about um, one project, and it just makes me realize how many people are not in the know, which is the advantage I have. But the project has a great team, great product, already have product. A lot of these cryptos just be talking about what they're going to do. Already has a project, great team, great backers, great influencers or coals behind them. Just so many metrics, and just seeing some of the stuff people write about projects and they don't know what they're talking about because all they know is the name. Um, but yeah, and that's like I said, that's what's going to happen with the saturation. You hear a lot of people shilling names because they heard other people shill it, but they don't really have any other reason to be convicted, have conviction on some of these projects. Um, and that's why you see people get in and out of projects, in and out of projects all the time, and just continuously changing their mind. You'll see, I'll have some projects that, some of them may do well as soon as we get into them. Then you have others that may bleed out for a while or whatever. Um, but it doesn't change my conviction on them because I know what I research and stuff. So many people just, just swayed by their emotions or whatever, and that's not a good way to invest. And I think even something I'm gonna talk about today is it just talks about a lot of times in this market, and I said this before, it's not even the altcoins bleeding that makes people. It's not the price that really makes people capitulate. Is really the fact the time. Because like I keep saying, you were told, oh man, what 3 months it hasn't moved, and I always try to use the examples not to gloat anything about Neon, G Swift, and a lot of other stuff that we held before. And then the price just sat there for 3 and 4 months sometimes. And a lot of you think, oh, I can handle that. But I see people, it'd be 3 weeks and it's like, why isn't it moving? It's like, it hasn't even been a month yet. And I continuously try to reiterate that we're not in the part of the bull market that you're thinking about, like that parabolic phase of the bull market. We're not there yet. As far as what altcoin seasons, we have altcoin runs, but that's not an altcoin season. Even as a lot of people have pointed out before, a lot of people, if you come in this cycle, or even people who were here last cycle, it's like they don't remember that Shiba it was pretty much sitting still for a minute. Yeah, it went up, from under 100 million up to like 4 billion. But that last pumped from 4 billion to like 40 billion, that junk happened in like 10 or 12 days or whatever. And so I don't think that's what a lot of people are not ready for. And that's why I keep saying, if you have a conviction in something and it's a good project, you should be accumulating along the way. You shouldn't stop accumulating some projects. Like, it's been sitting still for a while, so I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's ever gonna move. I don't know. Blah blah. The time is what makes a lot of y'all get bearish on a lot of projects. But anyway, I start ranting. But let me get some of the stuff. But I do have two really important things I want to talk about in my notes. Oh, actually, this is just something I was just looking. Anyway, it says someone moved 16,445 Bitcoin over $1 billion on Sunday for just $7.32. And they were saying you can't do that in traditional finance. Like, you can't do that with your bank. I saw a lot of other stuff I wanted to talk about as far as, but y'all, I don't have to preach to y'all about the difference between, traditional finance and crypto. You're already here for that reason. Y'all know why we're here. This one's breaking news. A whale bought 1,590 Bitcoin worth $106 million in the past 24 hours. Whether it's big banks, pension funds, or whales, or whales, it's showing that everybody's accumulating Bitcoin. And even like I said this last stream, for people who think BlackRock just started accumulating, I feel like they've been accumulating Bitcoin back when it was $14,000, $15,000. So don't think all their buys are going to come from there, but they're gonna do different things to pump the market. And I gave the example of how when people launch meme coins, they give themselves and their friends a lot of the supply, and so they might be holding 100,000 worth or whatever, and then they'll do like a $5,000 or $10,000 buy, and then people go crazy because they're like, oh, whales are buying, the price is about to fly, but they don't mind throwing 10,000 in there because they already got 100,000 in there. It's just gonna make their whole bag go up more. So got to recognize the games that are being played. This is more bullish. I remember when we first started trading the Bitcoin ETFs, a lot of people saying the fund managers were going to be doing like 1.5 to, I mean, they were going to be recommending that their clients hold 1.5 to 2.5, around the area percent of their portfolio in Bitcoin. But this says Horizon Kinetic Asset Manager has $913 million of Bitcoin invested in IBIT, which is the BlackRock ETF, and GBTC, which is the grayscale one. They have 913 million invested, and that makes up 14% of their $6.5 billion of assets under management. 14% of their assets under management. So pretty much you can say that's what they're, you know, probably advising their clients to do or whatever. So we went from people saying people are going to hold 1.5% of their portfolio in that to 14%. Yeah. I don't want to really talk about this one. It's probably going to be a quick chill stream today. So hopefully you guys got some questions and comments and concerns. I just try to be disciplined and, it helps me with my discipline out there is to make sure I'm streaming at least every weekday. Let me see. Let me push this one down. So I don't want to talk about this one yet. So this is what I was talking. This is one of the main things. I saw quite a few people talking about this on Twitter today. And I was talking about this last week as well, how a lot of the projects, once they get launched on Binance, they're supposed to be a big pump, but a lot of these have been bleeding out. It's the same thing I've been saying forever. And I guess I want to say at the beginning of the stream, and I'll say it now. Well, let me say what this is for. I got too much on my mind. Let me put it in my notes real quick. I probably shouldn't be talking about this now. I think I'm going to talk about this stuff out of order. Dang. Because I already brought it up. It's supposed to be my last point. Anyway, let's talk about it. So a lot of these projects been bleeding out when they get launched on Binance, which is supposed to be a bullish catalyst for a project when you get launched on Binance. I'm trying to pull up the article here. All right, here we go. So anyway, this is just showing the percentage of all the bleed outs, even when they have big backers and all that kind of good stuff, and sometimes even the influencers pushing them and stuff. It's just not working this cycle, and even Binance is realizing it. So Binance put out this letter. It says, calling for project applicants. Binance is committed to fostering a healthy and sustainable market environment and always prioritizing our users' interests. In recent months, we have observed a trend of tokens launching at high evaluations with low initial circulating supplies. We addressed this trend and highlighted the implications in our report titled Low Float and High FDV. How did we get here? To foster a healthy industry with a variety of market participants, including projects with lower to medium valuations, Binance is taking the lead to engage small to medium projects. We would like to invite such high quality teams and projects to apply for our listing programs, including direct listing, launch pools, mega drops, and more. We hope to enhance the development of a blockchain ecosystem through our support to small and medium-sized projects with strong fundamentals. Got to have strong fundamentals and an organic community base and sustainable business model and dedicated teams acting as responsible industry participants. Why is this important? Launching tokens at a high fully diluted valuation and low circulating supply can result in dilutions from future unlocks, which can place selling pressure on tokens. Such a market structure can be unfavorable for retail investors and loyal community members of the project. We are committed to reshaping this trend and fostering a more diverse market environment for our users and for all market participants. Pretty much that's the gist of it. So this is what I'm saying. Even when I'm picking the projects that we invest into, people are tired of this. I want to talk about this at M. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it, but people are tired about this. I've been talking about it for weeks, but I'm gonna talk about some new stuff. So I'm not gonna just rehash everything I've been saying. But people are tired of these projects launching at high evaluations. Nobody gives a crap about how good the tech is. And this is even a message I even had to give to myself. And I keep bringing up Dimension. Give to myself, like, I spent, let me just say it straight up. It pisses me off. I'm pissed. Because what I keep saying is what y'all don't see is, I love the group we have. And, I don't think people realize the mixture I try to bring. No, excuse me. No, not try. The mixture I do bring to my Patreon I'm not a one-sided type Patreon. I'm a person who has I'm gonna just say it straight. I'm a person. I feel like I've wasted time. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I've wasted time all during the bear market researching all these the tech, understanding what some of these projects bring to the table. You know, like I said, what their tech is, how the stuff works, or whatever. Because I was not expecting a lot of these to launch at the valuations that they launched at. But with my Patreon, you get someone who understands the tech, that understands, like I said, the tech on the higher end. I'm a degenerate at the same time. I know how to go research low cap gems and all that kind of stuff. And I try to bring a balance to excuse me, I gotta stop saying trying. I do bring a balance to my group. Um, but the problem with this is when you're researching stuff just because it's great tech, and it could be the biggest VCs and backers behind it, right? And but people are not wanting to invest in these projects because they're higher valuations. Now, what I can say about this is when you have these high FDV projects and they're launching at 800 million, $1 billion, nobody wants to invest in those. So the problem when you invest in these that are launching at 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion valuation, once they retrace, it's a harder time to get your gains back and get those to go back up. Now, this is where it benefits for you to invest in stuff that has lower market caps. And, not that you're market cap hunting, because that's you can get wrecked that same way. But you have to know that this low market cap project does have some upside. It has people that are going to shield it. The backers are going to push it, versus the backers, as I've been saying this tirelessly. Everybody thinking like, oh, this project is great tech. This one's great tech. This is great tech. But they all, I keep saying the same, they all cannot be 80 billion valuation. And I've been saying this for weeks and weeks, but the stuff that I've been saying, I believed it. That's why I said it on my stream, but it's becoming way more apparent even to me. This is not about to happen. This is not about to work how people think it's going to work. You're like, oh, this one has great tech and it does this, that, and other, blah, 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 and it's needed and they're better than this one. Nobody's going to give a crap. A lot of these stuff that people are trying to predict is going to go to 50 billion, 60 billion, 80 billion. They're not going there. I say that with a lot of conviction now, that a lot of these projects are not going to where they think. I think the line for a lot of these projects that people are thinking are going to hit 80 billion and 100 billion is going to be like 30 billion. And so most people are like, Zoe, you tripping? Is way more money this cycle. 30 billion was it was 30 billion was the area for layer ones and blue chips last cycle. We at least gonna hit 60 billion. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of saturation in the market. And even something that people in the Patreon been asking about. Hey, when are we taking profits? Going to really have to really monitor where you're taking profits. And I'm gonna say this because I'm a very transparent person. I see the view numbers dropping. This people did not gonna make it because in their mind it's like, oh, he's saying the same thing, but it's like you need to hear this stuff. It needs to be reiterated, and that's why I keep saying like I'm never was in this even too for view numbers and growing subscribers or whatever. I'm realizing a lot of people are not aware. They're not aware of what's going on in the market. They're playing it like last cycle. It's just crypto. It's just find the altcoin. It's just that basic knowledge is going to get you trashed in this market. You're going to get completely wrecked. As I keep saying, if you just think, I know crypto, I'm in crypto 2-3 years. I know what I'm doing. No, you don't. I'm going to say it this way. None of us do. So you got to constantly be looking at the market. Like I said, Zoe did all this research for months and months in the bear market, trying to prepare myself for when the market comes, when the bull market starts. And in a lot of ways, some of the projects I haven't even mentioned at all. I look at them, I watch them come out. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. I don't even say anything. I don't even say to the group, I was thinking about this project. I was just like, all right, okay, it is what it is. And so every day, even for me, and this for me, even myself, I tell you, I do try to take a break on the weekend because I need a break. I try not to even see crypto, see anything around crypto, YouTube, Twitter, nothing on the weekend because I try to take a break. But you can't be out of the market when you see it looking bearish or whatever because you can miss out. I mean, I would have missed some things if I didn't even come back in yesterday or whatever. I think a lot of people are going to be sad this cycle. And the people who are going to be sad are the people who are here right now And they are the people who are thinking retail that comes in later is going to be the ones who are sad. But no, some of y'all that are in the market right now are going to be very sad when this stuff doesn't play out because you thought you had former knowledge of crypto and you've been in it before. So every day I'm changing. I may not be changing my picks, but I'm still changing my mindset of how I'm thinking about the market. Because if I'm look at Binance is doing this. I don't think maybe this was a boring read for some of y'all, but this is crazy. Did they put out a legit article, statement, message, whatever you want to call it, about this? They're like, because what they're saying to y'all is we not even getting trading fees over here. We not even making money because people are just dumping projects. Nobody's investing. And they know retail is where the money comes in. Like I said, a lot of y'all, let's say me included, we speak in our arrogance about coming in early in the market and how retail is going to pack our bags and how FOMO is going to kick in later or whatever. But yeah, everybody knows retail makes the money. But as I said this months ago, tell me if one of y'all remember when I said this. I said, you got to realize a lot of these influencers are treating you like the retail, like we are thinking to treat retail that comes in later. And so Binance is realizing that that's the game everybody's playing. And they're like, listen, man, we got to find some other projects. We're not even making trading fees right now. Yes, the market is sideways. Yes, this is traditionally how the bull market happens, how it flows around the halving or whatever. But people are realizing like this is about to be garbage. And so a lot of these, even when I was saying, even with the I know Cardano has a big community, XRP and all these people, but not looking forward to hold too many of these. I'm all out of order. Whatever. I'm gonna just go out of order. I'm gonna go out of order. So one thing I will say, somebody asked me about this, and somebody asked me about it on the stream last weekend. Somebody in the group asked me about it again. So I'll hold my Solana, right? And so I think of the way I presented it was you hold your Solanas and stuff like that if you got in early. So even if your altcoins don't work out, you'll make some money. You have at least some money that you can live off, whatever. But what I will say at the same time, of course, I'm going to sell it at some point. But when I hold like those blue chips and stuff like that, what I see those is it's a way to be disciplined. For one, they're going to perform, but I see it as like a gift to myself later on in the cycle. Say some projects come out that I didn't expect to come out. And, by that time, maybe you don't have any dry powder left. But okay, maybe my Solana is sitting around 150, it's 170, or I think it's around 170 right now, whatever. And then let's say it goes up to 300, but I got a big bag. So let's say we're not even talking about $5 and $1,000 where a lot of people projecting Solana goes to 800. But even if it just goes at 300, later on in the cycle, I'll have that security bag on the side that I can maybe see something that launches low at a lower valuation later on in the cycle that I can make some quick X's on. So yeah, I'm not holding my Solana bag indefinitely. I still will buy some more in the bear market. But I just want to explain the whole kind of thing, or whatever. While I'm steady holding that bag, because it could save you later on in the cycle. Like I said, I feel like the plays we're in are great. They're going to perform well, but it still is like a security measure, whatever you want to say, that you can use later on in the cycle. You can use those gains from your blue chips to get in some other stuff and create dry powder or whatever. Let me keep reading. I stopped on this one for a long time, but yeah, all I'm saying is Binance is even realizing it. And I try to tell my friends as much as possible, like, even like I said, I got some friends with some developers or whatever. Solana, over at Solana, I got some guys that's been in way longer than me, 2014, 15 or whatever. And they know the tech, and I keep telling them, y'all, like, listen, y'all, I'm not telling y'all what to do. I know y'all been in longer than me. Y'all probably know more than me. At least 4 of them do. To be honest, they definitely know more. They don't even do the Twitter, YouTube. They're not that type of. They're just tech people, or whatever. But I keep telling them, like, I know you know the tech and you talk about how cool it is, but nobody gives a crap. I even hear Rand, he constantly talking about, a lot of people keep talking about starting that. Cool tech and all, but nobody cares. Like, y'all launched at this high valuation because y'all thought y'all was going to abuse people. And you got even Binance. This is crazy. Binance had to put out a statement about this. Let me push this later. Maybe I'll talk about this one later. Let me keep going because there I go ranting again. I'll be like, oh, I thought it was earlier. Yeah, this is pretty much what I was saying. Or is just saying time kills convictions. It's not the prices of altcoins bleeding that kills your conviction. It's usually the time that you see them going sideways or whatever, or how long you've been holding the altcoin without seeing gains that makes y'all capitulate. But I'm trying to tell you, please, especially on somebody, hold the line. Try to be strong. Like I know it's boring. You may feel like, oh, everything's just bleeding out or whatever, but you got to be strong. This is what you signed up for. Like I keep saying, the price of for the price you pay for astronomical gains is the volatility, and some of the altcoins bleeding out in the early stages. Um, this is I don't want to pull this up, but this is what I pretty much saying. I've been saying for months now, and I stand by it. I guess I got 3 or 4 days to be proven wrong, but I said I feel like they use the Ethereum ETF as a target for people to shoot for to make the market pump or whatever. I never really thought this was going. I don't want to say that lie. I don't want to lie like that. There was a point where I thought the Ethereum ETF could get approved, but it didn't take long for me to realize it. No, and as I keep saying, I feel like could be wrong, but I feel like they're trying to drag this out to a traditional cycle. So I know if you were here back in February or March and you saw how fast the cycle was moving, we all were like, it's going to be over in 6 months. Like it's about to be over. But they're not trying to have that. And the one metric that I keep trying to use, and I saw somebody else talking about, it's crazy how people be trying to take stuff I say and then like say it back to their group like it's their own words. It's funny. People are realizing what's going on. But stop telling my picks. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Stop telling my picks. But no, what I was saying is, nobody wants to really play short-term capital gains or whatever. So they're gonna drag. I feel like they're gonna drag the cycle out. So use the time to accumulate. Don't please try not to be bearish and feeling like you need to get out the market or whatever because the market is sideways or you see altcoins bleeding. I keep saying you can bleed 40, 50, even 60% on some of these, but you got to be strong. Like I know when I'm researching the ones I'm looking at, they got a lot of bullish things about them that can make them pump. I already actually had talked about this one, but I'm gonna reiterate it again. I talked about this in the group. Did I talk about it on the channel? Pith got this huge unlock coming up. 140% of his market cap. 100, like that's 50% is pretty high, but 140%, that's yeah, get out of there. And I would actually, I think it's been dripping. It's been dripping like a mud. So hopefully, some of y'all, if y'all are holding it, you already got out of there. AVAX is not big. It's 2.5% unlock, 7.2, blah, blah, blah. None of these other ones really matter. They not big, but that Pith one is gargantuous. But it's already been kind of bleeding out. So I did mention it on the channel. I know some of y'all get tired of some of the redundancies sometimes, but I did mention it on the channel. So hopefully you guys heard it. And I think I mentioned it in the group too. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this one. So as I said already, I feel like they use the Ethereum ETF the hopefulness around that to pump the market. But as I said, I feel like they was gonna pump it up to this last week and then dump. I'm smiling because I am kind of proud of that prediction, I guess you would say. But I'm not trying to say I told you so because as I see, anything can happen around price. But as I keep saying, is they always, and I feel like if the market dumps, you know what they're gonna tell you? They're gonna be like, well, the market dumped because the ETF didn't get approved. No, it didn't. It dumped because y'all knew this was going to happen and y'all taking profits. Like it's always a person pushing the button. They just give you an event to make it like that's why it happened. That's not why it happened. Like I feel like like I said, they used this to pump it up towards in May because they knew everybody was going to be like sell in May and walk away. So they're like, let's give them a catalyst in the middle of May, a new ETF that they won't sell while we sell. So I feel like that's what they're doing. And so, like I said, I feel like we're still going to, it's looking bullish RSIs and all that crap or whatever we could, pump up to, around that 70 range. But I feel like I said, I feel like especially if there's some big liquidations around the area, we pump a little higher into the 70s. But I feel like we're going to get that one last retrace. Or let me not say one last, in the short term, one last retrace. And then we can get some run on these alts. I probably shouldn't even be saying this on the channel because people be trying to steal my information, but or my mindset, I guess you could say. But whatever. So let me say, and this is my take on it. You don't have to have this take because everybody invests and trades different. But what he said in this slide, he said there's an argument excuse me, there's a stronger argument to be had for BTC slowly grinding its way higher while alts do nothing. The data suggests that only way is up for BTC, while alts are a lottery pick with some exceptions. So I will agree with the last part. The lottery picks with some exceptions, whatever. Like I said, we find the information to know which ones are good, right? But what people are saying is like, hey, and I understand when people are saying this, and I understand how they feel it makes sense, or it does make sense. They're like, hey, you should be in Bitcoin now because Bitcoin is going up against alts, and alts are bleeding. Um, that's not how I do it. That's what I can say, and I feel like I've been successful at doing this. So, because let's paint the picture. You say, right now, alts are doing nothing. Alts are bleeding. Let's say Bitcoin is going up, and if you really want to talk about it, it's really like 10 to 15, maybe 20%, right? The thing about it is, you're not going to buy Bitcoin, you're not going to and get the 20% on it, and then take that 20% gain and put it back in alts. Most people say that's how they do it, but they don't. I don't know why people try to act like that's what they do. So the problem with that for me um, is that you're not going to sell the 20%. And when Bitcoin goes up that 20%, it's going to retrace again 5, 7%, right? So you really never got that 20% versus me, even if altcoins are sideways or they are dripping, if they drop 20%, I'm getting 20% more. To me, that makes more sense. And I keep saying this, I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody or I'm the know it all, but I keep feeling like people just take stuff that they heard from traditional finance and they bring it over to crypto. One thing I've always been in my life is a critical thinker. And so I'll always usually have opposing views to other people because most people, it's a mind share thing. They're just going with the majority, what majority's saying. And they'll say, this is crypto's old guy. He's a stupid investor because he's all in these high risk plays and blah, 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 blah. And he's not, Bitcoin goes up against the alts and this, I'm not trading for no 10, 15%, bro. Like, that's not what I'm doing. So if I get an altcoin that can bleed 20%, I'm happy because now I can get 20 more percent of that. And then usually it's going to go back to where the price of where it was before. And so I've already made those gains quicker than waiting for Bitcoin or whatever. I'm not trying to say Bitcoin is trash and blah, blah, because I will buy some in the bear market. But when people make these types of arguments, I see how they think they're making sense, but they're really not making sense. They're just going with how people traditionally have said stuff. And it just doesn't make sense. That when I talk about numbers and the gains at the end of the cycle, like I said, the gains I made at the end of last cycle being more than people that have been investing longer than me. They understand crypto better than me. They didn't make as much money as me because they just went with how traditional think. Oh, at the beginning of the cycle, hold Bitcoin first. I see how you think it makes sense, but it doesn't. I'm sorry. That's all I can really say about that. And like I said, let's paint a dark picture, right? Let's say you got 10 altcoins and let's say 2 of them do poorly. You like, dang, man, I thought these was going to do blah, 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 but you still got 8 of them that perform well. You still made more money. So that's what the things guys got to be ready for. And I feel like I try to get in every, I get into projects that I feel like they're all going to do well. But you can have stuff that happens or whatever, but you still perform much better. You can't expect everything to go peachy cream or whatever. You just got to do the best you can to make as many gains as you can. That's all I can say. But I see how he feels this argument makes sense, but it doesn't really. I don't want to. I feel like I've been talking a little longer than I wanted to. I'm getting to some of you guys' comments and questions, and maybe I'll come back to some of this. Let's see what this is. I'm gonna play this because I saw it on crypto Twitter, but somebody else that I've been trying to get in crypto sent me the actual 60 minutes version, and I'm gonna just play the short clip to show you that a lot of people are catching on because this person I wasn't expecting to say anything to me about crypto, and it just so happens that I got a small clip from crypto Twitter to play.
To say you simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it. We did.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
We print it digitally. So we as a central bank, we have the ability to create money digitally, and we do that by buying treasury bills or bonds or other government guaranteed securities, and that actually increases the money supply. We also print actual currency, and we distribute that through the Federal Reserve banks.
Fair to say you simply flooded.
So only reason I'm playing this is to show that a lot of people are they're getting more knowledgeable about how the system works and stuff. And like I always been saying, I tell my mom and everybody said, banks are nothing but a family-owned barbecue shack with a suit on. It's still a family business, and you're giving this family your money, and you're hurting your own family because the only thing they're doing is investing your money to help their family, and then you get nothing out of the deal. I'm gonna blow through this one, but I'm not ragging on XRP, but I'm just reiterating something I said at one of my other streams. I was saying how somebody was like, and I think they were joking, but it was like, man, you be on Cointelegraph too much or whatever. But this is what I keep saying. People can pay for ads on these sites and stuff too. Doesn't mean everything you're reading on these crypto websites is legit or whatever. Because for people who are noobs, none of y'all probably gonna fall for this, but that's why I'm presenting it, because y'all all know is that noobs will come in and read, let me go find a crypto website, and they'll see this like, oh, I should buy this thing called XRP because they saying the price action is good or whatever. This is why you can't fall for everything you see on these crypto websites. And like I said, you got a lot of scam. I see a lot of scam gangs get articles on here, and then I see people like pushing them to their Patreon or whatever. They don't realize that the games are scams or whatever, and they're rug pulls. And I've seen 2 of them rug already that have been on this website and other crypto websites. So you really have to do your research on these. And people be thinking they got alpha because they saw it on the website. Well, it must be legit, and they get rugged or whatever. Once again, I'm not trying to shill it, but get in a good Patreon like mine, and you won't have to deal with that. But I just brought that up because I know y'all probably get a good laugh out of that. They're trying to present XRP as one a super good investment. I don't want to talk about that one or that one really. What is this last one? Let me talk about this one. It's what I've been saying, but I'm going to talk about. I'm leading into something else. But it says this is a good post. I talked about it in the past, but that's why the meme coin thesis will be the meme coin thesis will be extremely strong this cycle, in my opinion. Retail is priced out, literally zero opportunities to enter new good projects at a decent valuation, even during the bear market. If you're not a Cole or influencer or VC, not a single chance to buy before a multi-billion-dollar launch on the open market with 8 digits. Billions FDV. Meme coins are the people's revenge. What we've seen in March will be peanuts compared to the amount of ape crap that we'll see late in the cycle. So that's why I keep saying, even like I see people trying to take stuff from me, or like trying to talk about certain projects that are coming out, and I'm like, you're a dummy, because that's not going to do you or your group any good, because they're going to launch at a high valuation, but because people trying to pretend they got alpha or whatever, they're going to be shilling some of these altcoins that are not going to give anybody any gains. But I don't want to talk about that too long, because I'm going to my next point, and I wanted to talk about this weeks ago. The new scam. It's not really a new scam, but it's the fair launch scam. And so what I see a lot of people doing now, yeah, these projects, they're trying to use that as a selling point. Like, look, this is a fair launch project. Okay, let me say this. Let me go back. So we just talked about how the VCs are launching projects at high valuations, so only they make money and retail can't make money. Then there's the other side where you got people who are usually influencers. They're like, look at this project's fair launch, but they can be seen as the VCs. Like I said, they already passed out the tokens to their friends or whatever, and they're shilling a lot of these. I see a lot of new fake fair launch projects coming up now. And I've seen 2 of the, I can't say they rug, but it pretty much looks like a rug. So all I'm saying is watch out. You're going to see a lot of these new ones popping up. People are going to like, look, this one is fair launch. This is, we're here to help you. We're on your side. We're against the VCs with you, but they're not on your side. I've been saying, I don't care if people click off. I've been saying this for 6-7 months. About these made up projects. But people think it's boring. I'm just saying the same thing, but they already been doing it, but now they're adding to it the fair launch thing. That's their selling point. I see it all across Twitter, and I've seen like 2 of them. I say they rug. They definitely rug. So the thing with these is you don't know if they're going to continue to pump them, or there's going to be just like a meme coin pump, because they are like meme coins. They're made up projects. And so who's to say if they're like, it's at 500 million now, we're not going to push this. We're going to launch another one and run it back. So y'all got to be careful with that new thing. The main thing I want to say, this is why I wish I did have a different thumbnail. The main point of the stream is this market is about to be rogue. It's about to be. I don't think most people are ready for what it's about to be. Um, it's just like, I hate to be cliche, but it's all out war. This cycle is about to be like a war. So if you thought you was gonna relax and just be like wait for Zoe, or you think you know gonna pick some good altcoins and just play it like that, we can do that. But you got to look at a lot of different factors um, in how you invest. And usually I try to look at a lot of these factors, but it's about to be rogue because it's going to be interesting because Binance just put out an article. That's a huge thing. They put out a message article, whatever you want to call it. The VCs are starting to see that people are onto them. And when I say the VCs, I'm talking about the ones that are the high evaluations that are already $2, $3 billion, $4 billion. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play the cycle. Are they going to start shilling, or more so using their marketing budget to push the smaller projects that they invested in? It's about to be an interesting market. All I can say is I know we're going to make money, but it's about to be real interesting. Yeah, I'm still going to take my weekend breaks because I need to think sometimes, but I do try to peek in on the weekends and try to, look at crypto, Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it, to see what's going on. But as I can tell y'all, please stop thinking you know what's going on. That's whether whether you trust me or not, yourself or whoever. Please be ready to, like, once again, this is not talking about changing your altcoin picks, but the way you're thinking about this cycle. Like I said, even I've been said that meme coins are going to be a narrative, but really even revamping how I'm even addressing that whole situation or whatever, because I am looking to make, as people say, FU money and serious retirement money. For some people, they can say I can retire now. For some of you, but I'm trying to do some crazy stuff. Got some other businesses to run and stuff. So this cycle about to be crazy. So people are definitely about to start launching a bunch of fake projects to counter these VC projects, and you just got to kind of have the discipline to know, like, hey, I'm just stick over here where I know is a solid project, and just, you got to have patience and wait for the gains to come to you. Because like I said before in another stream, when they do these made up projects that are fair launched, they're going to push them fast. Like I said in the other stream, the VCs are saying, they're even telling one of my guys, we were saying with him, they're telling them, hey, we don't, usually the game has usually been like, hey, you're connected to us, you go ahead and push out some videos or whatever. And there's like, wait till the market is bullish before they pushing the stuff. But if it's a made up project, which is just like a meme coin, they don't have to wait for the market to get bullish, because they're going to make it bullish. They're going to get all their friends together and push these things or whatever. And I saw one. Let me see what the thing is doing. Matter of fact, I saw one. If I even remember how to. It's doing all right. Yeah, but they're gonna they can push these things as fast as they want when they want, and you're gonna want to FOMO into it. But you need to do your research and making sure you're checking on the legitimacy of these projects. And that's what you're gonna have to do. Let me put this over here. Already did. Okay. Anyway, let's get to some of these comments and questions. Mark said, "Hey Zo, how's it going? Pretty good. I tried to come back in yesterday. I really wanted to take the whole week off, but sometimes you can't." EA, what's up, man? Said a melt is coming. Yeah, I think. I mean, it's definitely coming, but I feel like we're gonna get a quick move up, and I feel like it's gonna do one short term last retrace or whatever. Like I said, I feel like they use this whole ETF thing to pump the market, and I don't have a crystal ball. It'd be crazy if some kind of miraculous way it does get approved, but I don't think so. I've been saying that. I said I feel like they're gonna pump the market these first 2 weeks, and it's gonna dump the last week of May because they want to fool people that there's no sale in May. But I'm pretty convinced that a lot of them probably already sold what they wanted to sell. Because the interesting thing was, even though they have a lot of intakes, I didn't even really talk about it in a big way. But BlackRock did have some. What is this? BlackRock did have some. Oh, that's that. Where is it at? That's some bull. Anyway, BlackRock sold some at the beginning of the month, which just makes me think they're sticking to that, the sell in May or whatever. They just They just had to throw some decoys out there. But yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna pump up. I think it's gonna be the first pump, wherever that is over 70. I feel like it's at least got to get this 72, 73, then the retrace, and then that's when I feel like Bitcoin gonna make a bigger move. But we're gonna see what happens. But I still feel like stand by what I said that we're gonna have some sideways to down action through this last ending week of May through June. Maybe like I feel like July is gonna be the month, but maybe third week of June, fourth week we'll probably see some major movement. I don't know. We'll see what happens though. I'm not trying to predict the future or whatever, but we'll see what happens. Cause I said hi, Cryptos. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? As he said, good Monday. Good Monday to you too. Crypto Rose said, I feel like the whole crypto community tipped their hand as far as tier one exchanges go. Every crypto YouTuber tells their groups to sell on tier one listings, and it feels like it's killing projects, in my opinion. I would say in a way, because most of the time, like I said this before on the stream, when people know a listing is coming, sometimes they'll sell before the listing because they know the listing is going to pump it. But the thing is, those tactics are really for when we're in a full bull. And that's why I keep saying I don't think like people use a lot of stuff and they say a lot of stuff that has happened in crypto, but their critical thinking doesn't take them far enough to answer why that happened, when that happened. You know what I mean? And so, but at the same time, I feel what you're saying on that. I believe that too. But I also believe, like I said, it's just a lot of these projects are launching at high valuations and everybody's looking for the cheaper thing. And like I keep saying, I stand by this. You cannot ape your whole portfolio into memes just because and I see people saying like memes are the hottest narrative, whatever. And I've seen people say stuff that could be considered legitimate if you know what you're doing. Wait, let me say this first. Okay. So I see people saying like, let me say this first. First, I saw somebody say like, memes are the highest performing narrative cycle. So I'm putting 30%. Man, 30 is a tad bit high for me, a tad bit high. 30% of your portfolio on memes. Excuse me. But the thing is, when they say that, what they're not realizing is you just told your group, whether it's your subscribers on YouTube or you tell your Patreon members, 20%, 30% in memes, right? Not factoring critical thinking that they don't know which ones are the good ones though. And most of the times you don't either. You got to do heavy research on these things to really know what's going to fly. So yeah, you could say 30% if you absolutely knew or you felt like you absolutely knew all these were going to be good or whatever. But then what happens is you have people taking 30% of their portfolios gambling with it. And that's not how that you got to paint the picture correctly. You can't take 30% of your portfolio and start gambling on memes. And you don't even know what you're investing in. You just keep getting rug after rug after rug after rug or whatever. But what I will say is, I mean, I think I last said a couple of months ago it was like 8%. I can't lie. I probably would be willing to go to 15, maybe even 20. But memes, and like that's after a lot of research, looking at the narratives, looking at the people who are pushing it, and all that kind of stuff. But you gotta be careful with memes. That's all I can really say. But yeah, I think just people are tired. People been saying it. I've been saying it for months. Retail's gonna catch on. People tired of these VC games or whatever. But for the ones that we do have, trust the VCs are going to push those or whatever, but they're at a low enough valuation that we can make some X's on. I've been saying that for weeks too. Like, it's cool. It's cool that the VC's up. Somebody always going to be up more than you. If the VCs, the Coles, the influencers, whatever you call it, they already up 10x. But if it's at a 20 million or 40 million market cap, you yourself still can make some gains off it. But if they up 10 and 20x, or like some of these projects, 120x, and the project's at 600-700 million, well, what retail gonna make their gains from? You thought you had them. You thought you had an idiot, but no, it ain't. As people say, it ain't fun. It ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun. And so now, and not to mention Roy and Kitty, they didn't put the movie out there. I know they mad about the movie, but I don't know whatever in their mind told them that was just gonna be in stocks. No, people in crypto know the same game. So ain't nobody trying to have that. So I've been saying, hey, Crypto Zo, hope you and your family are doing great. This hockey man is still in the show. Funny short clips which representing all degenerate. Yeah, I saw that joint. The thing is with that one, reason why I didn't touch that one is because if you've been around crypto a while, um, am I gonna give out some whatever? If you've been around crypto a while, you know that they always make a new Punky Monkey and what is the other one? It's always some iteration of Anki or whatever. And so a lot of them are scams. And to be honest, even the ones I see pushing that is being, let me say this. I'm not saying scammers can't push stuff, but it's just, you just never know how it's going to go. But I do know with that one, it's like 3 or 4 big, huge, like big scammers that are pushing that one. But I'm pretty sure some other people have, gotten into it since it's been, performing decently or whatever. But I was never going to touch anything around that Anki narrative. That's what I call it, because of that reason. Because they, even in the bear market, they launched a few, and I wasn't trying to touch it. And it's already going so far. So it just, you never know what these guys are going to do with it. Um, yeah, I wasn't interested in it. Still not interested, because I see the people. I'm wanting to do this, like, he's diabolical evil. So I'm not trying to test that. I'm trying to catch it. Y'all remember I got lights in my face too. So when I be reading, that's why I be having trouble reading. I see guys pushing. I don't know what the crap that is. Let me go look it up. I know I used to review a lot of your stuff on the channel, on the lives and stuff, but it's been so busy lately. I'll be honest, my brain be hurting, and sometimes I be trying to talk about what I feel like is the more important stuff. I'm not saying just because I haven't heard of it is not good, because I know everything, but I feel like I usually know. I'm trying to check the tags on Twitter. Hold on, give me a minute here. I'm trying to see. Do they have a page? I will say quick. I'm trying not to throw it under the bus, but at quick glance, I only see scammers pushing it. Is there a page? What the? Oh, is this the page? Let me see. Okay. Oh, is that right? I ain't gonna lie. I be feeling some type of way when I don't know about something, but I can't know everything. Hold on. I still, but I still wouldn't put it against my plays or whatever. Supposed to say like they got something with immutable. I'm looking. They got them. I don't know. Where is it at? I'll look at it later, but I don't know if I still would touch it. Not for me, because I mean, I got other stuff that I believe in more. But it definitely looks cheap. I will say that. I don't think I would touch it. Not saying it's bad, but it's just I got other stuff I'm much more bullish on. What we got here? Hazel, what's your thoughts on getting in on Alf? I know a lot of people been. Let me see. I saw Rand and some other people talking about this. So a couple of weeks ago, I said it. Let me try to say this quick. So what I said was a lot of influencers are going to push the bags of the blue chips that they had last cycle, because those tokens are more. They have, most of the tokens are in circulation. Therefore, it's not a lot of dilution, and that's why the influencer would push those tokens, because they hold all their vested tokens down. But at the same time, like I said on the other stream, a lot of even influencers are getting aggravated about the high FDV one. Even like Rand, he's been complaining the crap like about it all the time, whatever. Um, but proof of work and my thing was the programming language was in that versatile, whatever. But I mean, they got the whole thing with the supposed to have some kind of partnership with ASIC miners and whatever, and then people think it's gonna follow the proof of work narrative, whatever. It could. I mean, it could do well, but it's just not something I'm looking to hold or whatever. The price action hasn't even been the best on it. I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm thinking you're talking about Lithium. I mean, that's the only alpha I know, but I'm not looking too much to hold it. To be honest. Could you check out? Why y'all keep coming over asking my Shingari, man? It's around last cycle. It was supposed. What is it? Well, I know last cycle was like it's supposed to be in social token and blah blah blah, and it was supposed to be the biggest social token in India, or whatever. I mean, they did launch it at a probably not the best time, but I still just didn't like the price action on Shingari. I didn't see anything too promising about it, and to be honest, I haven't been keeping up with the any of the developments with Shingari, except for the fact that they renamed the project, and I guess they're trying to go at it again. Um, I'm just not, and I know I know Solana or whatever, but I'm not bullish on it, man. I'm not saying it can't do well. I'm not saying it's trash or whatever, but it's just like as I see certain stuff out of a project, it just makes me not want to invest. Um, the same, even I see even like a lot of people talking about Phantom, and I haven't dug too deep in there or whatever, but like I said, a lot of people are going to be pushing blue chips and layer ones and stuff from last cycle that are more, vested out. So they have more of the tokens. And I know they got the whole Sonic upgrade and stuff, and it's supposed to make it faster or whatever. But for me, even for a blue chip, I just don't like the way a lot of, excuse me, I just don't. I keep forgetting my water every day. I just don't like the way a lot of stuff was ran over at Phantom with Harry and stuff like that, and um, it just Phantom was just too slick for me. Like sometimes I would watch even some of the interviews or whatever. I'm not saying the tech isn't great, it isn't fast, blah blah, but they just too slick. They just sometimes Harry used to seem like a used car salesman to me, and I just never really liked that. So a lot of tokens vested out, not much dilution. Somebody probably gonna take this information and chill it, but um, yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of Harry. I don't care who had changed it over there really right now. Sonic could be cool or whatever. I can't hold everything, y'all. So it means you can look into it and you decide what you want to do. But and somebody might poke back is like, oh, he said not getting a Phantom and it's running. I mean, it's for what it is. It's a lower valuation, but I just don't like the way stuff is done over there. Tech seems decent. Tech seems decent and good and all, but I don't know, man. I just can't. Maybe it's just my conscience, or maybe I'm being too moral for investing. Because I know you probably like, aren't we here to make money? But it's just for me. I just don't want to. Somebody said, hey, CryptoZo, do you approve that? I don't even know who that is. I'm not sure if I know what you're saying. You might have to rephrase that before I get off here, but I don't think I know what you're saying there. Sorry. But in the meantime, as I always say, if you want to get in a good Patreon that's really paying attention to what's going on in the market, do proper research, and make sure we're getting the good projects, you can join the Patreon at patreon.com/cryptozo. And I think you'll find out soon that it's one of the good ones. It's one of the good ones. So um, steady watching this market. I want to see what it does this next 2 weeks or whatever. But like I said, I feel like I feel like the ETF is going to get rejected, and there's going to be a little fall in the market. It's going to be probably like a quick fall because people are like, oh my gosh, like the ETF got um, rejected, and then it's probably do a little quick run up. Like I said, maybe that 72, 73, 74. If a lot of shorts get liquidated, we probably could hit that 74. And the thing I think, listen, I'm just talking here, y'all. I'm not trying to give y'all anything to live by, but I feel like a lot of people are expecting that 74 range to be like a hot point. And I'm like, if we hit 74, like we going over. And I've seen quite a few people say that, but I feel like that's what they want you to think. I feel like we're gonna pump up to like around that 71 range. Maybe some shorts get liquidated, and the liquidation of shorts push it to 73, 74. And I think we're gonna come back down one more time, and then I think then we can get maybe a run up to 80. What people thinking is gonna happen, but I could be completely wrong. But I gotta have some kind of mindset. I gotta think about this market in some type of way. Indigenous said, for newbies, how much of your portfolio do you suggest in BTC? Don't ask me because I'm gonna say zero. But oh man, why did I say that? That's what I think. I just feel like I said, if you know, people say, yeah, I feel like my blue chips are I feel like my blue chips are, my safe bets or whatever, and they're gonna perform better than Bitcoin. So I depend on those, and like I said, and to spread it all across a couple of alts, and maybe all of them don't do as well as you want them to, but they, you have some that do well, and that's where you'll make your money at. And then I'll buy Bitcoin in the bear market again. I'll buy some more Bitcoin, but right now I'm trying to make money. I am not holding the gold coin, so nah, I'm not doing that. But yeah, patreon.com/cryptozo. I'm gonna get back in here and continue my research and try to revamp. Even I messed up on something. I want to say I messed up, but I kind of did. We changed some rules in the group, and I kind of missed doing something that I wanted to do. But I still feel like we're in a great place. And yeah. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. Hope you guys have a great day. Get some dry powder and buy some of these alts. And I'll see y'all next time.